Hello, hello. Good evening. What's going on? What's going on? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first official Jozen live stream. It is so good to be here. It's so good to say what's up, to the people of YouTube, to the world of YouTube. It's been a long time coming, and now I'm finally giving it a shot. How y'all doing? I hope everyone's okay. I'm doing quite all right. Of course, studying Japanese every day. Of course. Can't go without doing that. Konnichiwa. Hey, Lego, what's good? How you doing? Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I got a lot planned for today. But happy to be here. I probably won't be very active, but I'm listening. Okay, that's fair enough. No worries. We're just chilling. It's the first stream, but it's also only the first stream. It's all good. It's no sweat. Thanks again for stopping by. Let's see here. Yeah, I've got a bunch of good stuff planned, stuff queued up. I think. Hold on. There we go. Audio's looking much better now. Just making sure everything's queued up. Alright, cool. Yeah, no, it's just hit February. It is cold. I mean, whew. I live East Coast, DC area of America, and whew, it's been chilly out here. I know Texas and different areas have been without power. I actually can't imagine, but I'm still nice and cozy inside right now. Thank goodness. Yeah. And so today the basic idea is going through kind of why I started the stream, and then what the stream's gonna be, and maybe we can talk about how it's gonna go in the future, but I'm looking forward to it. And maybe if you're watching or listening, you're familiar with the fact that I committed to weekly videos, and that I am in fact working on another one. So that didn't exactly pan out as planned. If you notice, my first few weren't exactly to the quality I like for my channel, so I put a little bit more into this next one, but it's taking a little bit longer as a result, so you have to excuse me. But I think a 2-week cadence from now on is probably better. Yeah, every day is a new opportunity, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm working on the videos daily. Don't get me wrong on that, but but yeah, it's just there's so much editing I want to put into the video, and sound effects and all that stuff. The old Jozen style. Or get back to that a little bit. But yeah. And yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to, getting that out probably in the next 1 or 2. I want to finish tomorrow. But maybe 1 or 2. And I'll give a little bit of a spoiler on the video topic. It is rating the levels of Japanese. Crazy, I know, controversial. This one might be controversial, but I'm kind of excited. It's mostly, entertainment value / a little bit of education for people that aren't familiar with the space. Or I heard someone say to release it when it's 80% done, mainly talking about if you're a perfectionist. It's funny, as I also heard that same advice. And you know what? I mean, personally, when it comes to videos, I am a bit of a perfectionist. If I notice a flaw, then I want to fix it. But yeah, I do still kind of struggle with going, you know, quality versus quantity, getting it out versus getting it to where I want it to be. Yeah. Hey, Asmara subscribed to tier 1. Thank you so much, Asmara, for supporting the channel. Really appreciate you for that one. Yeah. Unfortunately, someone beat you to being the first one, but really it says I'm only live on Twitch because my YouTube studio says that I'm live. Am I tripping? Yeah, like I can see the playback on YouTube in my YouTube studio. Oh, thank you. Okay, I had to press the button. Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy. Okay, YouTube. Hello, welcome to the stream. Jozen first stream live. Welcome. We are currently working out some bugs, but our lovely new subscriber Asmara just told me I needed to hit go live. So hey, welcome. Welcome. Yes. Stepping stones. Yeah, every time I do a new every time I do a new thing, there's some sort of issue I gotta work out. But hey, here we are. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, I feel like I lost my train of thought with that one. Let's see. Yeah, getting it out there is more important than making it perfect and never releasing it. That's true. That's really, really true. Because, I mean, most of the, you know, most of what people are going to get out of the thing is already there at that 80% anyways, you know? Like that extra 20, maybe it's actually, you're making it harder for people to enjoy it. Who knows? So I understand that. But, anyways, new video coming out next couple days. Next couple days, ranking Japanese faces of Japanese, you know, all based off of personal experience, because it's been a, you know, long, arduous journey, of course, as I'm sure anyone can relate that's learned Japanese or worked on Japanese or any language really, but Japanese especially, for sure. Okay, all right. So if you're watching this, you might be wondering, why the heck did I stream? I'm making YouTube videos, like, isn't that fine? And kind of, I do like the videos, but streaming's a little different because it provides a space for all of us to coalesce and exist together, you know, gather. And I've had the Discord running, but I'm like kind of at a loss at how to like make that into more of a community, you know, and to increase like kind of the people that are all, you know, working together, sharing notes and just updating. I don't know, but I'm thinking that a stream is just a way better way to do that, you know, and then maybe it'll transfer over too. But yeah, language learning is lonely. It is lonely, and it kind of stinks sometimes, you know, when you're in that lab and you're just stuck by yourself. So here we are. So part of this stream is gonna be study with me sessions. Every stream's gonna be about 2 hours, and Tuesdays, Thursdays are going to be study with me streams. So if you are studying, come by. That's when I'll be studying myself. I'm currently reading visual novels for my main practice. That's what I'll be doing. And I'll probably be showing it on screen and everything and have a timer up. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. But yeah, other than that, I've got some variety stuff I'd want to do, like reacts and you know, games and stuff like that. But that's little bit of a lower priority, you know, for at least the people that really care about learning Japanese, right? That's really what it's about, anyways. Burp. Fairway, what's good? Welcome, welcome. W Stream. This is. Thank you. Yeah. Shout out YouTube. Shout out YouTube gang. And welcome. Yeah. Just kind of talking about what we are doing on this stream and, you know, what it's gonna look like. Okay. Yep. Feeling pretty good. Doing pretty good with my language learning. The visual novel's coming along. My personal goal, at least, I don't know what y'all are up to, but my personal goal is to start with daily life stuff, daily life visual novels, and then build up to more scientific, archaic Japanese, all that kind of good stuff. It's gonna be fun. You know, and you can always check out what I'm watching and what I'm looking at on the streams. Yeah. Looking forward to that. And I've also been watching anime to study. You know, I'm starting. I started Dorohedoro. If you are familiar. You know, I didn't really like it. I didn't like it like years ago when it dropped. Excuse me. I like it now though. I don't know why. I think it's like just a kind of a mature show. Like, I don't know. It's a little much for me when I was a little bit younger, but let's see. I want to start learning either Japanese or Polish. I don't know why. And or Polish. Okay. Are both of those subject, object, verb languages? I don't know if they are exactly, but I will say that's a beautiful reason to start. I don't know why. Just that pure. That's a very pure reason, you know. Just feeling a pull towards it. So, by all means. And if you know, if the stream can kind of help you out with that, you know, with the study with me sections, that's great too. That's great. But yeah. Gosh, where was I? Oh yeah, the anime. Yeah, it's got decent vocabulary so far. I'm about half an ep in. And yeah, it's quite cool. Tell you what, another anime that I finished recently to study Japanese was Cyberpunk Edge Runners. And you know what's funny is that I finished it, but I'm actually sitting here like, wait, did I actually finish it? I think I might still be on the last episode of that one. Funny enough. So I guess I actually need to go back to that. I somehow imagined myself finishing that one, I guess. But yeah. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really using actual games to study Japanese these days, to be honest. Although I do enjoy games, and I'll probably be playing some here. But let's see. I was using Persona 5 myself personally, and it's a good game, but I never really finished it. Let's see. Lego says, a lot of people say that you need a strong why to write it down so you can remind yourself why you're learning and keep you motivated. So me, it's not that great a piece of advice, but I guess it just doesn't apply to me. Yeah, I'm so on the whole why thing, as in, if you don't need a why, right? But having a strong why does help. It's like the difference between intrinsic motivation and what they call identified extrinsic motivation. It'll be in another video. I actually talk about that, but the the in what I can't believe I'm blanking on what the terms I just gave you, but intrinsic. There we go. Yeah, the intrinsic motivation is the one where it's like you don't need a reason. You just want to do it. You just like it. You just want to do it, and that's like the purest kind of motivation. But yeah, it's also, I guess it can be fickle. Like if it goes away, what do you do? But yeah. Yeah. Any other games or anything? I'd love to hear what other people are doing. If you're, studying or anything like that, because, I'm like trying to gather resources, and put them all in one space eventually, but Lego, I know you put a few things in the Discord, which was pretty cool. Let's see, Lego, honestly for me it's just getting a deeper understanding of the media I consume. That's fair enough. I think curiosity is a great motivator, and also it's like it's fun to to feed, like just that ability to learn more and understand more. It's fun. Yeah, but I'll be honest, it's something I don't fully lean into all the time, but I do think it's like a great part of being human is it's just like following your curiosity. Like what are you interested in? What do you want to know more about, No, yeah, I think Japanese for me and my motivation is like I want to get, N1, and I'm trying to pass that. And it's like that goal is kind of helping me move forward right now. But it's weird because I think the thing that's like more important to me is improving my like speaking. But it's something that's not easy to improve on your own, and when you're not in Japan. So it's weird. I'm living like this oxymoron of like working on my reading. Like I'm already like reading's already my best skill, and then I set this goal to get way better at reading. Let's see. Fairway says, my why is never understanding what my friends are saying. That's definitely a good why. I would extrapolate that to like community, being able to relate to other people and all that kind of stuff. That's a good why. For sure. Like, I mean, that's kind of something that's added when you live in Japan, for example. Like, forget about it being useful. If you're making friends and stuff and they're speaking Japanese, or maybe you probably made your friends online, I imagine, if you don't speak any Japanese yet. But yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Not related to learning per se, but I did start watching High Card last night. It seems to be pretty interesting. It is a little gory. High Card, and it is anime. Thank you for clarifying, by the way. My next question was definitely gonna be, what's High Card? What is High Card? But okay, because I like to think that my radar for anime is pretty good, but it sounds like I don't know that one. Maybe I'm lacking these days. Yeah. It is what it is. At least I don't have anime in my name and then don't watch anime. That'd be embarrassing, but that'd be like me not studying Japanese. Right? At least kind of. I found very few YouTube videos on it. I see. That's definitely telling, because everybody's making videos about everything these days, and especially anime YouTube. You can look and find videos on the nichest of niche animes that existed in like the 80s for like an OVA. But yeah, so I guess it's not on many. What you're saying is it's not on many people's radar, which makes me feel a little bit better. Let's see. I found it because its opening a song appeared in my Discover station on my music app. Okay, true. You know, I've actually, funny enough, I've had an easier time of watching anime and then going and listening to the opening than listening to Japanese music and trying to find openings. I don't know why, but a lot of this like stuff I try to look for doesn't click with me when I'm like on anime opening stations and stuff like that. But that's just me. Let's see. Been watching Black Butler again. Very peak. Oh, Black Butler. Okay, I see you. Yeah, I don't know too much about that one. I hear it's very divisive. It's very divisive. Like, the people that like it really like it. The people that don't like it are haters. That kind of thing. Kind of like JoJo's, but like just purely in that sense, right? But yeah. Yeah, I've honestly not really been listening to too much Japanese music. I need to lock back in. Or I guess rather new stuff. I'm just kind of stuck with my old stuff, you know? Gets kind of stale, you know? Yeah, gets kind of stale. But yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's look here. Okay. Now, to be honest, what I had planned for this stream does require a little bit of input. So if you want to help, that'd be great. If you could help me out, that'd be great. I don't mean to ask too much of y'all. But kind of onto the whole stream thing, like, what would you like to see from a stream like this? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like, thoughts? This is pretty much all I have so far. I think the study with me is pretty cool because it's like, you know, you get to talk a little bit and then work on Japanese stuff or whatever you're doing together. It's pretty cool. But in terms of like other stuff, I don't really know what you know, Japanese learners want to see in a live format. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I was working on some stuff. I was like, what about I tried to speedrun Duolingo? Just flashbang you. Sorry. Just to clear it, Fairway says Notepad just flashbanged you. Or just flashbanged me. That's my bad. I'm learning. Forgive me. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, if this is gonna be a regular thing, you probably want to do stuff that that people actually want to watch, right? I don't know. So I don't know. I guess I'll write it down. You know, I actually had this one idea. It was rating YouTubers Japanese. No punctuation there. And I also had another one. It was well, I guess I actually already said it was Duolingo. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't. You know, we don't really need too much. To be honest, I think as long as I keep making videos, you know, the study with me should be decent. and we can always just chat, stuff like that. But you know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna 100% honest. I can only fill for so long. I need like a thing going on. That's just me. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe like some live mining. Maybe interesting. Okay. Here's another thing that I'm gonna be honest with you about is that I don't mind. Like, I don't use Anki. No, I put down the Anki a good while ago, personally. And I do, in fact. But you know what? Let's put that down. Whoops. Let's put that down. Maybe there's like JLPT study stuff that I might want to mine, you know. You know what I'm saying? I kind of see where you're getting at with that. Live mining. But yeah, I always thought that like if the material's like too difficult, it might be off-putting, you know. But yeah. True. Let's see. I think this is decent. This is a good start. Okay. And then, oh yeah. We have reactions. Let's say Japan YouTube reactions. You know what's funny is I don't actually know to the extent that like the people that watch me are learning Japanese are actually tapped into Japan YouTube. It's like I am personally. You know, let's say like if you know Abroad in Japan or like I don't know, what's this Japan Explorer, Life in Japan. I like all these people. Like, I don't even know if anyone's really tapped into that. But let's see. You said understandable. There's a point where it becomes a liability more than natural learning. Yeah, I think so. I think that's why it would require a specific goal to be particularly useful, because there's like going to be a certain domain where you want to stay really good at that domain, which would be like the JLPT vocab domain, let's say. So I kind of get that. And I know a lot of people are studying for the JLPT anyway, so. But yeah, this is kind of what the stream is gonna be. It looks like some Study with Me, some variety games, rating YouTubers, definitely. That's just a one-timer. Speedrunning Duolingo, one-timer. Some live mining, Japan YouTube reactions. Okay, it's kind of starting to take shape. I feel that's good. Okay, well, as always, I'm open to suggestions. If anyone has any thoughts. Okay, but that's that. All right, and that was my idea. I had another one. I actually don't think this one's gonna hit. But the basic idea was like, let's workshop the Japanese resources together. Like, what are we using to study it? All that stuff. But I've been kind of out of the game a little bit in terms of finding new ways to study. So I feel like every year there's a lot of stuff that comes out that you can use to learn. Let's see, Lego. I've actually never heard of Abroad in Japan until after I started learning Japanese myself. Interesting. Okay. I'm kind of curious if that was if they kind of eventually ended up in your recommended, and you were just like, let me click on that. I guess that's how it works nowadays. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how it's always worked. But yeah, me personally, it was definitely before. Was it before? Actually, no. Technically, it was after. That's how it works, huh? Yeah, no. It was after I started learning that. I was like, let me look into how to learn Japanese on YouTube. And then I think just as a result, some of his stuff popped up. But that's good to know. That's good to know that, like, okay, Abroad in Japan is kind of like someone that, you know, is a bit of a cornerstone in this sort of Japanese space, I think. Because sometimes you can't tell if you're in a bubble, you know? Let's see. Yeah. You can never tell if you're in a bubble. Let's see. Is there anything else? Here. I've had a lot of fun actually reacting to... Okay, hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. I actually have a video. Is anyone here watching JJK but not caught up? Because I have a video here, and I think it could contain a spoiler per chance. But I think it could be fun, and it's also like kind of very relevant to the channel, funny enough. Let's check it out. So this is Tokyo. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Got it. Here we go. All right. Oh, almost. Sorry. Let me lock in, y'all. Let me lock in. Here we go. All right. So this video is when you go to Japan for the first time, but JJK is ongoing. Pretty relevant, right? This dropped 25 minutes ago. So let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah. This shit look just like it do in the movies. Wow! Hey, oh shit! It's on site like that in Tokyo?
Yes, all the time. If only Gojo wasn't locked up, we'll have a chance. Fuck!
Gojo? Who is Gojo? Oh, is one of your niggas locked up?
Yes.
Oh, I feel your pain, bro. I feel my niggas back at home locked up too. Hey, free Gojo, bro.
No, free Gojo for real. Like without the 6 eyes God, this world is out of balance.
That's crazy to call a nigga a god, I ain't gonna lie.
Nigga, what? Do you got these or something? What, hands? Yes. Nigga, yeah, I got these. The fuck is you talking about? Look, nigga, I'm from the code.
The code?
Everybody got these.
The code has a jujutsu school.
We got whatever you need, nigga. Jujutsu schools, we got. Hold on, nigga, am I tripping or we at the beach?
Beach?
We at the beach, right?
What the beach? What the fuck? What the fuck? We got caught! We're caught in this shit! We're about to die! Do you understand?
What?
We're about to die! What is the way? Calm yourself.
What?
Have you never been in a fight before?
Bitch, you the one who scared me. What are you talking about? You just
Get back to back.
Okay.
Whatever I have to say, or we will die.
Okay, I'm listening. What's the domain?
Listen, a domain expansion is an advanced barrier technique that amplifies the user's curse technique and grants a guaranteed hit on all of its attacks. But of course, there's a fix for this, and it's called a simple domain. A barrier technique fueled by the user's curse energy for the purpose. It originated as a fix from a domain expansion with the binding
How
balance.
the fuck you want me to listen to all this and read this shit, bro?
Listen or we're gonna die!
Okay.
A
Nigga,
barrier
are you
technique
reading off the phone?
Yes, it's my notes.
Nigga, let me read it too! No, it's fine! Fuck!
But binding balance are necessarily needed.
Special grade curse Leland Manigo approaches with his curse tool, Poseidon's Brush. Poseidon's Brush is known as one of the oldest and strongest curse tools in Jujutsu history. With one brush on the waves of the user's head, sound amplifies through the waves and shreds the insides of the opponent. No opponent can survive a direct hit, besides Gojo.
Oh, I'm about to use my simple domain.
The translator did say that you can't stop it unless you was Gojo. Fuck. Hey, bro, I promise I'll go back to America, bro. I promise.
Nah, nigga. You in the culling games now.
Yeah, but I had read the rules. I'm only worth 1 point. That shit kind of weak, to be honest.
And I need that.
No! Ah!
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's like in Japan. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Nah, that was good. That was good. It kind of threw me off at first. What I was expecting was something like there's spoilers everywhere. Like he just can't escape the spoilers, but no, that was funny. That was funny. Yeah, and but this is kind of my YouTube where I like to look at stuff I can react to. So like this guy is talking about why being real doesn't work in Japan. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I've been seeing his videos on my feed like kind of frequently. So I'm kind of curious what he has to say. Maybe I'll have an opinion on something, or maybe I'll find it boring and we can, watch something else.
What is good, everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name is Paul. I make videos about Japanese society, life, and culture from the viewpoint of a long-term foreign resident. I've been here for 20 years.
20 years!
I'm going to start off today with a story from about 20 years ago. I was with my wife, and I was in trouble over something. She was upset, and like her voice was just, oh, I can't believe this is what you did, and blah, 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 blah. Oh. I don't actually remember what it was about, but I do remember that in the middle of it, she got a phone call. And she immediately went from, oh, I can't believe this. Hi, moshi moshi. Osewa ni narimasu. Hi, sumimasen. Arigatou gozaimasu. Yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. And then she turns back to me and she's like, I can't believe you did. And I started laughing. I just like, I can't take you seriously. Like, you went from upset to...
You know what's funny is that I was talking to someone that lives in Japan about Honne versus Tatemae, and they were kind of hitting me with like, yeah, but Honne Tatemae is like something that exists everywhere. And I was like, I can't really say anything against that, but like, let's be honest, y'all, Japan is a different level. I mean, listen to this story. When you hear something directly like that, it gets kind of obvious. But then again, I could also, to their point, I could also kind of imagine other people from different cultures doing the same thing. Well, maybe it's not just Japan. Maybe he's actually just yapping, and actually this is not.
Total phone voice, and now you're back to being upset. Like, no, I don't believe you anymore. And she paused, and she was like, and she started laughing too. She's like, okay, yeah, that was obviously I can't keep that up. But what I want to get into today is illustrated pretty well by this story, and that is Japanese people or Japanese culture. You often hear of the concept of tatemae and honne. Tatemae being like the face you show the world, what you actually tell people, and honne is your true feelings, your inner feelings.
I'm so bad at this. I think this is the one thing me and Japan will never agree on. Honne versus tatemae. Me personally, I'm not the most direct person, but when it comes to like hiding how I feel about things, it's very difficult for me. And that was quite a problem. Like, I don't know if it was a problem, but like at work and such, there may be different times when I'd have to put on a certain face, but no, you could tell, you could see how I was feeling. Underneath. Let's see. Yeah, but to Japanese, us being able to be upfront, honest is weird. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, normal's relative for sure. I feel like in my head, like I was kind of saying, it's like the concept of acting a certain way and then feeling another is not exclusive to Japan. And I think it is definitely cultural. Like I imagine there are certain cultures, or maybe even certain like time periods in the US where maybe you would put up a little bit more of a front, that kind of thing. But I feel like we've definitely gotten into an age, I think of it like being business professional all of the time. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a large part of it, for sure. That's definitely a large part of it. Yeah, just being able to, keep your cool, being able to be polite at all times, that kind of thing. But I also think it also, it affects different things. Like when you speak up and say your opinion, like how your opinion, or whether or not you actually speak your real opinion and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I think in the U.S., like, there's social nuance too, but I think as we kind of highlighted, being straightforward is very I'd say it's respected and often like prized in business environments, like at least seen as a value, is like avoiding groupthink, right? Let's see, Japan is very traditional as well, whereas Americans are very individualistic. Yeah, that it kind of goes back to that point I was kind of talking about, right? Whereas I feel like, I don't know, this is just my sense. I don't actually know if America was like this in the past, but I get the sense that Americans were very cordial and we also put up a front, or like kind of a face that you put, to the outside world, like keeping up with the Joneses and all that kind of stuff. And my sense again is that like that's changed in recent years. Now we're really leaning heavy into the just be yourself and do what you want to do, and everybody does their own thing. And I guess part of that's probably the internet, but let's see. Class of 09FX says, speaking of your opinion, what do you think, Rin? I'm gonna guess you meant right now. Japanese red pill. I don't know what you're talking about, actually. I don't know what you're talking about, so I can't speak on it. And I don't think I've heard of any Japanese red pill. So I can't say I really have an opinion. But thanks for asking. Anyways. All right, let's keep going.
Now, this is not another video going over this very basic Japanese concept.
Yeah.
In fact, videos about that tend to miss a few things, I feel, because the truth is, honne and tatemae, like your real feelings and what you actually say, that's every culture in the world. Like,
whoa,
if someone asks you out on...
Okay, we must... I pre-watched this, I guess. Wow. Yeah, we already got to the point that he was going to hit on. I guess maybe what he's talking about isn't so rare to know about, huh?
A date, and you don't want to go on a date with him. You don't just say, no, you're ugly. Like, you just don't bluntly say things like that. So every culture has this. So how is Japan different? What my wife did in that story is basically she swapped the masks she was wearing, or she swapped the role she was undertaking. And of course, we all have masks and roles in our various cultures. But in Japan, wearing a mask or assuming a role is not seen as somehow hiding something or being untruthful. It's actually a form of competence. It's not fake.
Okay.
What my wife was...
Well, I hate to say that. Okay, a form of competence. This is a very interesting way to put that. I do think it allows you to engage with Japanese society competently, which is probably what he means. Let's keep going.
Doing was simply compartmentalizing the situation. Oh, okay, upset with my husband, so it's like this. And, okay, I gotta be polite, and this is a phone call I have to take, so I have to switch the roles. I have to swap the masks and be appropriate for this situation. Yes, this exists in every culture, but in Japan, it's not seen as fake. It is competence. It's what an adult is expected to be able to do. You have different masks for different roles. You have your family mask, you have your friend's mask, your work mask, your mask you put on when you talk to your boss or when you answer the phone, whatever it might be. It's not the fact that these masks exist that make Japan unique. It's that they are meant to be switched and swapped easily. And the number of masks is greater, and the competence to go between them is learned at a very, very early age. So what's different about Japan is not the fact that these masks exist or that these context switching roles exist, but rather how young you are when you learn them, how often you switch between them, how many there are, and perhaps most importantly, how little they merge or overlap onto each other. The fact is, these masks are...
Let me read this class one. Let's see. Look him up. He's a Japanese teacher who's a native who's staunchly against Keigo, or polite Japanese, text Japanese, and he teaches casual Japanese. Interesting. Okay, that actually does sound quite interesting. Maybe we'll check out a video, if we think we've seen enough here. Okay. Here, let me go back a little bit.
There are, and perhaps most importantly, how little they merge or overlap onto each other. The fact is, these masks are not deception. They're not being false. They're actually a social protection. It's one of the things that allows Japanese society to run so smoothly. It takes the rough edges off of interactions. People know what to expect. Japanese in general don't like unexpected, it's a culture that very strongly values form, and avoiding randomness is a very Japanese trait. You don't want randomness, you want things to be predictable. And so everyone knows what to expect when you put on a mask that is for a role for being a junior or a senior in a relationship, or more important person and less important person, or...
See, Pharaoh says, it's nearly 1 a.m. for me. Gonna go to sleep. I'm barely awake watching this. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Pharaoh. Really appreciate you, stopping by and chatting and all that. Have a good night's sleep. All right, y'all. Let's keep going.
Being really uchi soto, like inside group.
Honestly, he's starting to speak a little bit above my pay grade, as in, like, I can't really comment on all this stuff. I don't really have much to add. He's probably right. I'm honestly a little more curious about Rin Red Pill Japanese, or Japanese Red Pill. Let's see. Whoop. Staunchly against Keigo. Okay. Okay. Bit on the come up. True. Check it out. See, against Keigo. I want to see, like, let me see, like, a video that's like, let's go to popular. Fix these textbook phrases, common words somebody teaches you. Should foreigners even speak? Oh, here we go. Should foreigners even speak polite Japanese? I like that, because I want to know if I shouldn't be speaking polite Japanese. Like, yeah, that way let me just not. I'd probably still learn it if I needed to, but I'm just scanning the other ones to see if any is, like, encapsulates this better. No? Okay, yeah, let's check it out.
いらない。
関係ないでしょ。
関係ない関係ない。
何入れるとかじゃなくていいし。
いらないいらないいらない。飲もうぜとか。
So I asked my 19-year-old Japanese sister, should foreigners even try to speak polite Japanese? Because here's the truth. Most learners try to be respectful, which is really good, but end up sounding too distant. Overly polite and textbook Japanese could make you sound like a...
I'm gonna be honest, I'm the opposite. Because I like to watch anime to study. Sometimes I sound like an anime character when speaking. And it leads to some very funny interactions. People have always, like, kind of warned about it, but, like, to me, it's like, it's never been, I don't know, I've never seen it as a detriment. I think it's, like, kind of interesting. It's like I should say a quirk. But already the foreigner.
Not a friend. In this video, you hear what real Japanese people think and how to actually connect in conversations. And yeah, I show the native phrases on the screen as we say them, so you can feel the rhythm and start speaking naturally. But first, I asked her if she even interacts with foreigners in her life.
日本語で。
実際、交流する機会みたいなのあんの？
でもご飯屋さんとか行っても普通にいるじゃん。外国人ってもう今。でそこでなんかやっぱフレンドリーな人だとさ、話しかけてきてくれたりとかするしさ、渋谷とか歩いててもさ、いっぱいいるから。
いるだからね。
だから、普通になんか話す。
It turned out she meets foreigners pretty often, so I asked her, how does she feel when they try to speak Japanese?
Let's see, I think it would make you more interesting to interact with, basically, unless you're doing business in Japan. Do whatever you want to learn. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Let's see, and Class of 09 says, my opinion is that I want to learn the casual textbook Japanese first, then learn the casual Japanese later. I think that's fair. Okay, I'm a little low to the video. Here, let me turn the video down a bit. Thank you for letting me know, Lego. I appreciate it. Okay. I think at least my understanding and the way I view it is you want to learn like the basics first, and then you can get custom with it, you know? That at least that was my idea. That's kind of how I went about things, but you know, teach their own. Let's see. The more you interact with people, the more you'll sound natural, period. And I mean that as in, I mean literally, like, that's it. The more you interact with people, the more you'll sound natural, period. That's it. All right, let's keep going.
Versus jumping into English. その時にさ、日本語喋る人と、全く日本語喋んないで、英語でいきなり話しかけてくる人、だったらどっちがいいっていうか、どういう印象を持つ？
英語だと分かんないってなっちゃうけど、日本語だといい人だなみたいな。なんか少しでも喋れたら嬉しいよね。フィーリング。なんか別に英語喋っててもイエーイみたいな感じで来たら喋るし、こっちもなんか片言の英語で。
別に完璧じゃなくてもいいんでしょ。
そう。フィーリング。
Yeah, it's always been about vibes, you know. And that's the thing. It's like for me when I was in Japan, kind of speaking Japanese, is like I hated the thought of making a mistake. I really did. And so I was the type of foreigner to like be like humble in my appearance or like in my presence in places because I just didn't want to make a mistake. And that's not usually a good way to go about human interaction, which, you know, is part of why it just ended up being easier to go the English, you know, to speak English. Let's see. Sudeep Bagati says, I'm in Japanese class right now studying N3 Japanese, but don't know N5, N4 kanji. What should I do, sir? That's a great question. Study it, no? I hate to I hate to just say that, but I'm the worst student in the class right now. Dang. Okay, well, here's what I'll say. You can only learn, even if you're learning like with the best method, you can only learn one kanji at a time. So you just have to put the time in to learn the kanji. I'd like to ask if you're if you have to learn like onyomi, kunyomi, or yeah. Do you need to know the readings, or do you just need to know how to write them? Because that helps. But let me just say in general, I personally used, I don't have it around me, I kind of wish I did, Remembering the Kanji by Heisig. Heisig's Remembering the Kanji. I'm going to skip kanji altogether. Sorry, no sorry. That's fair. In my case, so I used Heisig's Remembering the Kanji, and I was able to get all of them down in like 3 months. 3 months of like an hour 30 in the morning of just kanji. And I was able to, you know, get them down for actually reading and writing. Let's see. I want to write and read as well because I'm in Japan right now. Yeah, my honest suggestion, really the only thing I can say is Heisig Remembering the Kanji and be consistent. Put in the time and be consistent. And if you can do that, it'll be okay, I think. But back to what, let's see. Okay, time to go. My break. Okay, cheers. Have a good one. let's see. And Lego says, if you don't plan on reading, you don't need to know kanji. That's what I was gonna say to Glass of Nine. Yeah, if you don't plan on reading, don't learn kanji. I mean, if you really think about it, if you're interacting with Japanese people on games online, or like in chat rooms, or maybe you're watching anime, you know, you don't need to read for any of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine like, so okay, you have to put in like, I don't know, gosh, how many, I'm just doing the math, but like, let's just say you need to put in 150 hours to learn the kanji roughly. Like, you can always just put that into listening and speaking. And then your listening and speaking is better. I mean, that's why my reading is so, you know, is my most advanced skill, is because I spent all that time learning kanji and then spent time after that reading. But if you're not doing that, and it's like, it's kind of a superpower in a way, like, just specialize in what you want to do. Let's see. Lego, yeah, you said, just show up is the best advice. Keep doing it even when you don't want to, even if it's just 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I like that advice. I like that advice a lot. Funny enough, the 3 months or whatever, that was right off the back of reading Atomic Habits. It was legitimately, I was like, let me, like, you know, use all the quirky cues, you know, habit stacking, rewards, all that stuff from Atomic Habits, and it worked. And the key, yeah, and James Clear in that book goes over, just show up, right? Just show up. And yeah, so I totally fully endorse that advice. So just show up. That's so important.
別に完璧ななんかこんにちは、私の名前はダニエルですとかじゃなくていらない。
だって日本人でもそういうのないじゃん。
ないね。
そんな急に自己紹介してくる人いないし。ノリでいい、ノリで。
She said she appreciates it more when foreigners try to speak Japanese, even if it's not perfect. So confidence is everything, guys. She even dropped a casual line.
Yeah, that's really it.
Instantly connect with Japanese people.
Shout out to the people that are confident with broken Japanese. It's not many of us. Let's see. Learning hiragana and katakana pisses me off enough. I just can't even try wrapping my head around learning kanji. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I think hiragana and katakana are good for like gosh. They're good for learning, like being able to use tools that help you learn Japanese. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the ways that you learn Japanese words use hiragana and katakana. They don't all use kanji, but they do basically all use hiragana and katakana. You gotta learn those. And plus, if you go to Japan, hiragana, katakana, that's like, it takes you a long way. But yeah, let's see. And I've got a statue of Kuro Sensei. I place it next to my computer whenever I want to get in the mood to study. Okay, I see. I like that. It's like it's a visual cue, right? Visual cue to get started. I respect that. All right, let's keep going.
でもどういう感じに話しかけてきたら開きやすい心。
どういう場面で例えば
居酒屋とか。
ああ。
Interesting.
飲もうぜとか。
飲もうぜね。
It's probably different per person. But
私はね。
きやすい。
He said, once I learn hiragana, my pronunciation improves exponentially. Yeah. Now I get that. Yeah. It's the difference almost between reading a Japanese word in English and reading it in Japanese, right? Gosh, like for example, one of my next video, I'm like, I say English words and then I insert a Japanese word in that English sentence, and my pronunciation is just instantly worse. It's like I have to like change my posture and like change my attitude and like the way my intonation and all that before I can like speak Japanese. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. But yeah, it's totally different. Basically, it's that mental switch, and it helps you get there.
皆さん飲もうぜ。覚えてください。Alright, now let's get into the real question of this video. Does Keigo, polite language, actually matter?
Does Keigo actually? That's what I. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell.
年
Okay.
下でも
Wait, hold on. Okay. Let's use context here. Wait, class of 09. You were saying this guy says Keigo doesn't really matter. But he's talking to his little sister about foreigners that might talk to her in a bar. I feel like that's like a small window into whether or not we should use Keigo. I'm just being honest. Let's keep going. Let's see what they say. I haven't seen what they say.
関係ない。正味さ、外国人ってさ、日本語完璧じゃないのが当たり前じゃん。だからこそ、そんな完璧に敬語話す必要ないっていうか、日本人優しいからさ、敬語喋んなくていいチケットみたいな、権利みたいなさ。
もうしかも日本人分かってるじゃん。別に敬語の文化がないってことぐらい。で、日本人でも。
Let's see. Learning the kana is how I learned the people who pronounce it Naruto, I see, are more accurate than the people that say Naruto. That is kind of interesting. That's one of those rare times when, yeah, the funny, it's like, it's like a knowledge curve, or like, you know the bell curve, where it's like on one end, it's like, you know what I'm saying, like the dumb person that doesn't know what they're talking about, and then there's the average person, and then there's like the genius. It's kind of like that. Yeah, like, or how should I say, yeah, it's like that.
でもやか日本人から敬語使われなかったらちょっとってなるよね。
初対面だったらなる。初対面で。
日本に住んでてっておかしいもん。確かに外国人だけの特権だと思う。それって。特権なんよなマジで。
But that doesn't apply to native Japanese. For learners though, you've got a pass. Most Japanese people know.
Yeah, I mean, I think like this is kind of okay to start. Like no Keigo's fine, but it just depends on your goals ultimately. Because when I'm, at work or going into an interview, it's like I gotta know how to use Keigo. You know what I'm saying? Now, could I get away with no Keigo? I don't know. Maybe. But that I'd probably have to make up for it in other ways for sure.
We're just trying our best. だから深く考えすぎてさ、全く喋んないよりも、タメ口でもいいから、頑張って喋った方が絶対いいよね。
ね、日本人ってなんか間がさ苦手な人多くない？
多いね。
静かななんか無言の空間がさ耐えられない人多い気がするから、もうなんかガツガツぐらいだと思うみんな。
だからこそさ、やっぱタメ口使った方がいいよね。
別にタメ口でなんかイラってする人あんまいないと思う。外国人に対して。もしさイラってする人いたらもうそいつの問題じゃない。そうおかしい。なんかもう本当に堅苦しい人だと思うから。何でキレてんだよみたいな。そう。余裕がない、心の余裕がない人だと思う。だからもしさ、その俺見てる人がさ、いきなりタメ口でさ、日本人に喋りかけてキレられたら、自分を責める必要ないよね、絶対。全然ない。Even if somebody gets mad that you are not using perfect polite language, that's their problem. So don't take it personally, because you are here to connect.
I think that's fair to say.
だから敬語で行きましょう。
I mean, yeah. So yeah, like you're there to connect. So it depends on the context. I think that's fair to say. I think we kind of get the gist, right? Yeah. I mean, that's cool though. I definitely understand why he would say that, and yeah, you don't need to learn Keigo too early on in your learning journey or whatnot. I think, anyways. Let's see. I wonder, does this gentleman have other videos that maybe we could watch? Let's see. Tokyo natives reveal why most foreigners fail to make friends in Japan. Okay, that's kind of relevant. That's kind of relevant. Let's find out. It's relevant to me. It's relevant to me, so it's relevant.
まずは行くとで日
Okay, what the? We're
本語
already
で
just
話しかけ
talking
て
explicit.
話しかけてください。あとは当たり前に英語で喋れると思ってると 100% 友達できない。間違いない。
Most learners struggle to make friends in Japan.
Hmm.
Not because of bad Japanese, but
I
because
think
they
it's,
never understood our culture.
you know, to be honest, I don't know if it is a language thing. I think it's just a person thing.
The
Probably
senpai
both,
kohai
actually,
system and the unspoken rules.
Let's
And the
find
truth
out.
is,
Let's find out
You can't
because
build friends.
so personally, I never know when to use mas and when to be like use casual speak. You know what I'm saying? Desmas. Yeah, I think it's called tenego. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's like it's in, you know, it's not quite keigo. But I'll be like speaking with someone that kind of casual, and like sometimes they'll use desmas, sometimes they won't. I don't understand it. It just feels like a gray area. I don't know.
Relationships if you only speak polite Japanese.
Okay.
So in this video,
Let's figure.
we
Maybe
taught
I'll
the
maybe
natives
I'll learn
of
something.
breaking it all
Let's find
down
out.
and showing you how to actually connect. And since I know you're the type of person who actually wants to learn real Japanese while watching, I show the native phrases, the real ones on the screen as we talk, so you can absorb how we actually speak in the most natural and effortless way possible. まあ多分一番日本の中学校で印象深いっていうか、一番これだってなんのは多分やっぱ部活。
まあ部活だね。そうだね。
部活入ってたじゃん。
入ってたね。
俺は入ってなかったけど。
That's where they made their friends?
部活の、
Bukatsu?
まずその年功序列制度みたいな。
なんか後輩は先輩の言うこと絶対聞かなきゃいけないみたいな。
そういう、まあ、経験をしてるわけ
まあしてたね。
実際、本当にその先輩の言うことを
先輩後輩
先輩の言うことを全部聞かなきゃいけないみたいな感じだったの。
そうだね。本当に典型的な日本の中学校、なんかザ日本の学校みたいなところは、そういうのが厳しいのかなって思う。
まあほとんどの学校はそうだよね。
そうだと思うね。
入るとやっぱりその年功序列
そうだね。
っていうのを押し付けられるじゃん。
押し付けられるね。
結構、理不尽だし、ただ年上ってだけやな。
そうだね、そうだね、そう。しかも1、2年しか変わんないし、そう。謎だよね、あれは。
結構日本の、なんだろう。
More like a podcast, not gonna lie.
特徴っていうか。
All due respect.
だから今の、その、まあちょっと変わりつつあるけど、まだなんか年功序列。
Okay. He's building to something. I'll let him cook.
だから年上に敬語を話さなきゃいけないみたいな。Or this is where everything starts. If you've never lived in Japan, or even if you live in Japan, you might not realize this, but every single Japanese kid grows up in this senpai kohai system. It teaches us if they are older.
Did he just put on glasses? Did I? What? Okay.
いや俺さ、それに一つめっちゃ疑問があって。
Dang.
なんかその中学校とか学校の時
Dang, you got a little dog, a little pupped. That's tough.
こう、本当にズバ抜きじゃないとさ、タメ口とか使えないわけじゃん。だから例えば先輩よりちょっと上手くてもさ、絶対敬語使わなきゃいけないみたいな。敬わなきゃいけないみたいな。あるじゃん。でもなんかさ、社会に出て考えてみてさ、その、自分よりも年下のやつが上司になることだって全然あるわけじゃん。
全然ある。
そういう場合は、じゃあどうすんだよって話じゃない？その教育を受けてて。
確かに。
そう。だから、本当になんか、堅苦しいっていうかさ、なんかそれやってて本当に意味あんのかなって思っちゃうよね、たまに。
まあ意味ないよね。
意味ないよね。
もうこの時代のなんか仕組みを考えたらもう意味ない教育なんか。
でしかもなんかそれでさ、こう年上だからっていうそのなんか、
Yeah, it does get more nuanced.
その権利みたいな、年上の権利みたいなのをさ、すごい行使してくるっていうかさ、めちゃめちゃなんか年上だからああしろみたいな。お前後輩なんだからああしろみたいな。
I was just gonna say that I feel like they're kind of onto something. Like the meaning and advantage of being older in modern society isn't quite the same as previous. It's still like, you know, older people still tend to be wiser and more learned in, you know, in life and whatnot. But But the internet exists, certainly. So there's like unlimited info. And you can kind of get good at like anything that you like really go after. But this kind of feels, it's almost like a global problem. Just the meaning of hierarchy and respect and all that stuff in a world where anybody can do anything, mostly. But yeah.
って言ってくるのすごいキモいなって思うの俺。
間違いない。
そう。年上だから何なんですかみたいな思っちゃうよね。
間違いない。
だから本当にそれがあるから本当に良くないと思う。
いや、良くないよ、本当に。偶然早く生まれただけやん。
そうだね、そうそう、本当に。
そんな偉そうにしてんのみたいな。
ね。
それは結構、
うん
日本人が大人になった時にも影響する。
Let's see. One of the hosts of Lazy Fluency podcast talk about the senpai kohai thing and how he doesn't like parts of it. Like if someone's older than you, you use keigo even if they're technically beneath you. I see. Okay, interesting. So you think that is or not you, but this person thinks that the structural hierarchy is more important than the age hierarchy, or perhaps it's annoying to have to lean into the age hierarchy instead of the more structural or real or lived experience one, right? Yeah, I think that kind of makes sense, but yeah, it's almost like it's tradition is clashing with the modern day, really. It's very interesting.
その経験だと思うから、その人との接し方にも影響したり、年上ってなった瞬間にも結構距離を置いたりみたいな。
あるね。
あるやん。
What I'm curious about is how much older so that it creates a distance, or is it just like once you know someone's older, like that distance is created? Like, because look at what he was just saying. Like,
年上ってなった瞬間。
the moment someone's older, we automatically create distance. So is it like we mention each other's birthday or how old we are, like, oh, how old are you? And it's like, oh, and then you swap. Like, I'm a little curious. I don't fully know. I think I watched a video a while ago talking about how, yes, it's literally just straight up older or younger, even if it's like, you know, you're the same year or whatever, same month, older or younger, it really matters. That's very interesting, because I would figure that people that are close to the same age would speak as equals, you know. And then maybe if someone's significantly younger or older,
So
that's
when
when
someone
you
uses polite Japanese, our brain keeps a wall up without even thinking. It doesn't feel rude or anything like that, but it just feels distant. Our brain goes, oh, this person isn't part of my circle. And that's one of the biggest reasons why learners can connect, even if their grammar is perfect.
逆にリンは中学校でどう感じてた？
Not part of the circle.
俺は部活
Interesting.
入ってなかったから、別にそういう上下関係とかなかったし。
So if you use keigo or you use polite Japanese, then at least some Japanese people in their brain will register, okay, this person is not in my circle. I see.
普通に自由に同い年の友達。
Same age. Okay, see, here we go. Same age. What does it mean? Is this the same number? Is it the number that matters, or?
はいはいはい。はい、じゃあ先輩とかの絡みとかもなかったんだ。
全然なかったね。
あ、全然ないんだ。
Gotta go. Be back later. All right, Lego. Well, thank you so much again for hanging out, chatting, you know, all that stuff. I guess see you. Yeah.
今スケボーやって
See you later in the stream then.
5、6年ぐらい。やっぱじゃあスケボーを始めて上下関係知ったみたいな感じなんだ。
まあそうだね。まあ、スケボーの上下関係もちょっと意味わかんないとこあるよね。
まあまあまあ。
ちょっと結構俺苦戦してたんだけど、その年齢上だけど、俺よりスケボー下手よみたいな。そういう人でも敬語使うけどもちろん年上だから。逆にその年上だから敬語使わないっていう、敬語使わなきゃいけないっていう、そのなんか常識みたいな、当たり前みたいなのあったから。
Let's see. I guess in their mind, if you use keigo, that means you're trying to up a wall in between them. That makes sense. Especially if you're a foreigner, right? Because, like, you're not in the same Japan hierarchy thing. So I do think it kind of makes sense that, like, as a foreigner, especially, if you're being polite, that almost feels like a more intentional decision to put up a wall. But
仲良くなりたくても
I
なれ
don't know
ない
if
み
it
たいな。
makes a difference if you're a foreigner or not. But
Even I didn't fully get how deep this system runs until I started skateboarding. So yeah, I was suddenly around all the
dang,
guys.
dang, they got hierarchies like that in skating too. I thought the whole spirit of skateboarding was say F the hierarchies. What?
Even if I didn't feel like using keigo, my brain just did it automatically, just because they were older. It didn't matter if I was more skilled. The age rule still kicked in, and it made it so hard for me to connect with them. Even when I wanted to be close with them, the system was still holding me back.
なんか俺も結構その敬語みたいななんか思ってることで結構苦戦してる部分あって、なんか例えばなんか本当に見知らぬ人とかになんかすっごい最初からタメ口使われると無意識的にイラってくるのね。そうなんなんこいつみたいな、こう無意識的になっちゃうのよね。なんかそれがなんかその中学校とか学生時代に培われてきた先入観っていうかさ、
まあほぼ洗脳に近い。
洗脳に近い。
If a random Japanese person uses タメ口, we low-key get annoyed, even if we don't mean to. 逆に外国人がそれやってきたらどう思う？
あ、急にウェイみたいな。いや別になんもない。なんも思わない。
そこは結構謎なんだよね。
そうだよね。本当謎だよね。
But when a foreigner does it, we don't feel the same way. Why? I believe it's because deep down, we don't expect foreigners to follow the same rules.
ただ本当に急に日本人からおいみたいな、よみたいな、お前何してんだよみたいな言われると何なんだよこいつみたいな。同じ教育育って中で分かってるじゃんお前そのルール暗黙のルールをって。なのにそれで使ってくるのがうざいなのか、本当に無意識的にそういう教育を受けたからイラってくるのかっていう、そこがすごい謎、俺的には。
まあ教育だと思うけどね。俺らそう育ってきてるやん。
まあまあそうだ。
それが自然に初対面だったら、僕が年上かも年下かもわかんないからとりあえず敬語っていう。
敬語そう
いう当たり前になってんじゃんそれが。友達の作り方。
ここ言っちゃ難しいと思う。友達の作り方って結構。
外国人が一人で日本に来ました。友達誰もいません。
Yeah?
どうやって友達作るまず。どこ行く？
Here we go. The big question. The $1 million question.
渋谷かな。
渋谷だよね。
やっぱ渋谷だよね。
やっぱり渋谷なんだよ。
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I can kind of relate to Shibuya. Kind of relate to Shibuya. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see.
渋谷はさやっぱりみんな出会い求めてんじゃん。みんなオープンじゃん。
I didn't know
that.
そう。なんかそれこそ俺も外人の友達何人かいるけど、なんかほんと一人の例挙げると、東京でモデルの仕事があって1ヶ月ぐらい来てた子だったんだけど、それこそ俺がチャリでバーってなってたら、よーみたいな感じで話しかけてきて、そしたらなんか俺今来ててみたいな、俺 BMX やってるんだけど、その BMX 俺ももともとやっててみたいな。お前めっちゃイケてるじゃんみたいな感じで話しかけられて、でそっから仲良くなったわけ。でなんかそのなんか喋りかけるのが一番大事っていうか。
そうだね。
そう。
外国人の方から喋りかける。
そう。
日本人の方から喋りかけることってもう
ない。ほぼない。ない。私ちょっと日本語ちょっとだけ喋れますなると。
That's just the way it is, right? Japanese people are gonna approach some random foreigner.That's fair enough.
そう。もう喋れんのみたいになって、そこでまた盛り上がるみたいな。
まあでも友達とか作りたいならタメ口で喋んないと絶対作れない。
絶対作れない。ちょっとでもいいからね。そう、本当なんですよ。
Okay. So, go to Shibuya, use casual Japanese. That's the answer to making friends in Japan. But wait, what if you don't live in Tokyo? Are you screwed? You done for? Let's go to the next section.
そう。海外の人でさ、日本に来てなんかもう当たり前のようにさ、英語通じるでしょ。
Do people really do that? Do people really go to Japan and assuming everyone speaks English? That's crazy if that's true. I mean, I guess that speaks to his experience, so fair enough. I think that might be a Tokyo thing, though. I don't know. That might be a Tokyo thing. Where like, well, sorry, I think the expectation that everyone speaks English is because in Tokyo, everyone kinda does speak English. So like, you're kind of not super wrong for thinking that, but it's not literally everyone, but it's like most people.
どう思う？
あれ結構困るね。
困るよ。
うん、困る。イラッとは来ないけど、困惑みたいな。あ、うんみたいな。そう。なんて説明しようかなみたいな。その日本語喋れなくてもいいからさ、こうせめて翻訳とかでちょっと調べてこう出すとか、すいませんぐらい言うとか、それぐらいした方がいいと思う。でもあったかも、まあ、エクスキューズみたいにわーって喋られるとわかんないこっちもみたいな。そうそうそう。
俺らって90%くらいが多分英語。
Really? So 90% probably. This is so interesting because it's like it's the different sides of the fence here. Maybe my selection bias is that like whenever somebody could speak English, they would use it with me. Like if they could, they would. So it felt like everybody just could. But from his perspective, he knows a bunch of people that aren't talking to foreigners and don't speak English. I guess that's where the mismatch is. It's just perspective.
喋れないね。うん。
そういう状況の中でなんか英語を喋るのが当たり前でしょみたいな。
But also, I don't know. I do think a lot of people in Tokyo genuinely do speak English. Like, he says 90% can't, but 100% of nearly 100% of Japanese people go to grade school and learn English like the whole way through. And yeah, I mean, maybe you're not fluent, and maybe what he means by speak English is like speak English fluently, or speak English at a very conversational level. But I think like most Japanese people, especially the ones in Tokyo, can get by with their English. Like, I would personally guess. And I think he's just got a bit of a high standard for that percent. But let's see. People in rural Japan, I feel, are actually more open than city folk to meeting foreigners because foreigners are more rare outside the big cities. You know, I think there's something to that. I'm just thinking back to my own experience. And it's like, yeah, when I did enter like a new environment, it's not like people were generally cold with me. People were pretty welcoming. Yeah, I don't know. Same with Americans in Spanish, but how many Americans that aren't? Whoa, no, that's different. Americans learn Spanish. I'm sorry, I don't mean to like refuse what you're saying so vehemently, but Americans learn Spanish forcibly through like 3rd grade. And then some of us pick it up again. Like we have the option to pick it up again in like 6th grade. Or sorry, not 6th grade, like 7th or 8th. And then from there, a lot of people drop out after like 1 or 2 more years. Whereas in Japan, I've seen this firsthand, they start early. From 3rd grade, sometimes earlier, you got English class, bro. You got English class. 3rd grade all the way to graduation, you got English. Now that being said, so I mean, I kind of understand your point in a certain sense. But I mean, I consider myself one of those people. If a Spanish person, like if someone that spoke Spanish came up to me, I'd say I speak like that same level of Spanish as you might be referring to. And if they came up to me, would I be able to have a conversation with them? Probably a decent one. But we can make it work. I don't know. But I would just have to be like, I'd just tell them if they're speaking quickly. I'd be like, hey, slow down. Like, well, you know, mucho rapido, like, you know, that kind of thing. Let's see. Then I guess they really don't care about English. Well, it's not necessarily that. Because I was gonna say like some people are like 40, 50 years old, you know, and they've been out of school for like 20 years or whatever, 20, 30 years. And for those people, you know, I actually 100% get it. By that point, you've probably brain dumped most of or all that English. But yeah, I mean, younger people for sure. It's gonna be fresh on their minds. They should be able to get by with it. Mostly.
ふうに来られるとちょっと日本人困惑するっていうか。
困惑するね。
Let's see. I'm actually actively learning Spanish right now. I put Japanese on the back burner for now. Oh, really? Oh, hablas español. Muy bien. No, that's cool. Yes, man. What's you got English as your native language, I'm guessing? Because I know you mentioned Polish, which kind of makes me think like European or something else. Because that's a very uncommon language. But yeah, if English is your native language, your mother tongue, then Spanish is definitely a good one to go to, because you can kind of just knock that one out and then move on to the next. You know? Now, if you start with Japanese and then try to knock that and move on to the next, you might have a little bit more trouble. But yeah.
あとさ、確かに外国は結構喋りかけるっていうのが普通じゃん、フレンドに。なんかこう道端歩いても喋りかけるみたいな。でも日本は全くないやん、正直。全くない。そう、東京は特に全くないから。全くないよ。だから、それもあると思う。それプラスで英語で来られると、もう英語が瞬時にパッて出てくるわけないのよ。だから、ほんで最初一言は日本語ですいませんぐらい言った方がいい。絶対。
And here's something most foreigners.
Yeah, I'm from New York, Jamaican, African American. Oh, cool. Dang, okay, New York. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. Konnichiwa. Hello, welcome. Welcome. We are watching Tokyo natives reveal why most foreigners fail to make friends in Japan. This was one of my issues, kind of. So, it's kind of crucial to me. But yeah, welcome. Or sorry, not just welcome, but class of 09. That's cool. That's cool. Well, I'm a little bit curious, like, if you've like been to Jamaica or lived there or anything like that, or if that's more just heritage. But or like, dang, like maybe you even speak patois or something like that. I don't know. I don't mean to be weird about it, but that's like that's cool. Yeah. All right, let's just keep going.
Don't realize. Yes, we all study English in school, but only like 10% of us speak English. But only because we are scared. We are
so
shy.
what? I want to see that whole article, because I don't know.
Japanese, especially like casual language.
This looks like this video is pretty much over. Okay, no.
Disappears for us. ほとんどの日本人は
Okay, well, recap. We'll just get into it. He says, go to Shibuya. Go to Shibuya and speak casual Japanese. That's how you make that's how you make friends in Tokyo. And I think that's fine. Let's see. I'm actually in Jamaica right now visiting family, and I definitely speak patois, bro. Okay. Hey, cool then. Okay. Yeah, so you already kind of got the whole language thing down then. Okay, you kind of got a leg up in a way. No, that's dope though. That's dope. Yeah. Alright. This video is pretty cool. I think we kind of got the idea. Be chill. Be chill, be energetic and cool, but also be casual in your Japanese. Okay, let's see. This guy was obsessed with Japan but chose China. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really. Let's see, California ni sundemasu. Cool. So you got someone who's in Jamaica right now, living in New York, and then someone from California. That's both coasts. Cool. Dang. So you California you California folk are chilling. And what is it? It's like, I don't know. I can't do math. It's 5:30. Dang. That's nice. Although I guess like the day passes like normal, but like you just you just get you kind of get easy access to like TV stuff that happens on the East Coast, I feel like. But I digress. That was something I always was jealous of growing up. 5:30 p.m. Yeah, still got plenty of day left. All right, let's see. I don't know if any of these videos are the move. Let's check the homepage. Shout out Rin. That's me right there. Okay. Kaname Naito. Gart manga contest. East meets West. Coast baby. Yeah. Let's go. Conan Japanese etiquette. The energy. What? Oh, this is kind of cool. I actually am not very familiar with Japanese prefectures or their stereotypes at all. I'm dreading to. Oh yeah, that's right. You said dreading of going back to New York because there's a blizzard that's currently battering the eastern United States that I'm living in, and it sucks here. I totally that slipped my mind. When I step outside, it's like I feel like I live in Alaska, cause every day is icy and cold for the past like week plus. Every day's icy and cold, and I'm tired of it. I'm so tired. Oh my gosh. When are you going back? I hope not soon. I hope it melts before you get back. But apparently Puxatani said 6 more weeks of winter, so you know. Let's see. Yeah, this looks like it could be interesting. It's always quit if it's a lame video.
Aichi is famous for the crazy drivers and Toyota. I guess the reason Toyota cars are so reliable and safe is because they were made for Aichians. They're stereotyped to be cheap, but they drive fancy cars and throw huge weddings. It takes.
Let's see. I left just before the blizzard hits. I go back on the 5th. That's perfect timing. That's so lucky. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. Okay, well, the thing is, I don't think it gets any warmer for the next few days. I think it might be still freezing. I'm curious. Well, for my own sake, I'd want the snow to melt finally so I can go back to normal life instead of slipping and sliding, on the road and walking around. But let's see, Green Slate. Boku no namae wa William. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Hai, boku no namae wa Jozen desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Welcome, welcome. Yokoso. Welcome. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
It's courage and determination to marry a Nagoya girl. Nagoya is like Jersey Shore of Japan. Nobody wants to vacation there, lots of industry, plenty of local sports team pride, and they think that they're a huge city. But everyone still thinks of them as a weird, noisy, small town. And also they put miso on everything.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to the prefectures that I know of. I think I know Akita. Let's find out.
The first thing that comes to mind is Akita Bijin, the beautiful ladies.
I always thought of the dogs.
As quiet and shy, conservative country people who scare the hell out of kids during the Namehage ceremony. Also, they always say ne at the end of the sentence.
Oh, really? Didn't know that. Bro, your reading skills are great. Oh, no. I've got a long ways to go. But I'm working on it. Oh, I've heard of Aomori too. I gotta watch this one.
Aomori is in the middle of nowhere, and people never move there on purpose. They end up there. Aomorians love apples or anything made with apples.
How can he speak on this topic?
Also, they know a lot about
this?
apple varieties and buy apple juice in boxes. They're stereotyped as poor hicks with shorter lifespans, and the things to do there are to go to Nebuto Festival and see the pregnant Statue of Liberty.
Chiba. Here we go. Chiba near Tokyo.
Chiba is just a bunch of bedroom communities and surfers along the coast.
So
Everything in Chiba is called...
What? What did you say? Bedroom communities?
Chiba is just a bunch of bedroom communities and surfers along the coast. Everything in Chiba is called something Tokyo. Like Tokyo Disneyland, Tokyo Narita Airport, Tokyo German Village, etc. And if you live there, you have to worry about tsunami and landslide while eating boiled peanuts.
I feel like I've
In
probably heard
Ehime,
of
the
all of them
first
at least
thing you should
once,
do
maybe
is eat
actually.
all kinds of orange-related products. So yeah,
Green Slate Gaming, still a beginner. Okay. Well, hey. You got this. You got this. Nice job typing in Japanese. You know, that's already the good first step. You know.
have great Mandarin
orange. What's the stream is gonna have? You know, we're gonna have some Japanese here and there, so maybe you can learn a thing or two here.
And sometimes you can get oranges even if you don't buy them. Here, have some oranges.
Fukui. Okay, I've not heard of that one, so we can skip that. Let's see. Fukuoka. Oh, so a little bit about Fukuoka. This is where I first landed in Japan. Well, technically, yeah. I landed here. I stayed here for like a week. Then I moved to Miyazaki. Let's see what this guy has to say about Fukuoka.
Season.
What? Oh, okay, that was the last one. All right.
In Fukuoka, everyone's either part of Yakuza or knows one.
What?
They can start
Yakuza?
fights very easily and have a rivalry with side.
Wait. Was I working with Yakuza members? Oh my gosh, I had no idea how much danger I was in. No, actually, one of y'all might be watching. That was a joke. LOL, arigato.
Tama. The people are fashionable, but like conservative fashion, not crazy fashion like Tokyo. Also, they have some great tonkotsu ramen and udon, and have taps for pork bone soup.
Fukushima.
The prefecture is famous for the power plant explosion in 2011.
That's what I knew it for.
It's quiet, with some determined people who drive very slowly and love squids. Some of them still resent the people from Kagoshima and Yamaguchi because of the violent wars they had in the past.
Really? What? Gifu? A lot of these I've actually just genuinely heard the name, but I couldn't tell you anything about them.
In the kingdom of Gifu, you're a depressed pothead who is very sad. Why? Because no one can point it out on a map. In Gifu, they build nice swords and catch up 3 years late to the Kanto trends.
Gunma. Nope, no Gunma.
This is Gunma. We have the best silk. It's a forgettable prefecture with lots of Japanese Brazilians, and they don't have.
You know, this is kind of dismissive as a video, but gets clicks. Hiroshima.
I think the elephant in the room is what happened in Hiroshima in 1945.
Okay, I don't know if
so that and in Hiroshima you're either a Yankee or a Yakuza member. You speak with an accent that makes you sound very tough and intense.
About their culture,
drive a Mazda, and you're a die-hard car fan. And they have their own version of Bigfoot called Hibagon.
I hear Hiroshima okonomiyaki is delicious. I think it's the noodles version, like it's the one based with noodles. I never got to try it, but I'd like to.
Hokkaido, or should I say Borderland, has lots of overweight people, and just like some of them, it's huge. It's sort of like Alaska of Japan. They don't use an umbrella when it's snowing, can walk on frozen roads without falling, and eat ice cream at home in the winter while looking resentfully at the snowy scenery. They have mild summers and a slow pace of life, so it's a great prefecture.
Yeah, this pretty much applies anywhere. If they canceled school for any sort of snow, they would never go to school, so that's just life.
Hyogo, home to the original Kobe beef. Which prefecture you said you're from? Kobe. Yep, they have the largest Yakuza organization.
What?
If you're liking the video so far, please subscribe.
I had no clue.
So, you're from Ibaraki. I've come to your capital. What was it? Hitachi or something? It's Mito. Whatever. Ibaraki has some kind of rivalry with Gunma and Tochigi. They're all stereotyped to be Yankees who know how to surf and eat natto every day. Also, they get angry when
I like how he just says Yankee, like we all know what that means, like contextually. I only found this out, I think late last year, that Yankee in Japanese is like the school delinquent. They're like called Yankees. He just said that like we were supposed to know that. That's crazy.
Everyone there is a pachinko
I would have thought it was
there are
American.
Lots of pachinko commercials, and they put gold leaf on things. This is good for my health. No, it's not. You're just gonna poop it out. Everyone thinks Iwate is empty as hell. Well, they're right. If you want to live somewhere peaceful.
Iwate sounds like a skippable prefecture. All right, Kagoshima. I lived near Kagoshima. I think I drove through it once.
People in Kagoshima are weird and friendly and love udon so much that they're always subject of jokes for creating their whole
they're friendly.
life around
That's
udon.
kind of cool.
And they have a very active...
I feel like I'd like to go places with nice, friendly people. I think that's good. I thought it meant American. Yeah, you too. Yeah, there you go. And this is the type of YouTuber to just kind of say stuff like that and just let it fly, I guess. But
volcanic mountain named Sakurajima.
It's one of those rapid fire videos. It makes sense.
You're doomed.
Oh yeah, if you don't have what do you say? If you don't have a white car, you're doomed. I will say, if you don't have a car at all, you're doomed. In a lot of these places.
Kanagawa is a
country
spooky place, and the whole prefecture is overshadowed by Yokohama City. They think highly of themselves, brag about their city, and see themselves as a mini Tokyo. Also, the place is swarming with Americans because of the military bases.
Swarming, huh? That's tough.
People in Kochi are heavy drinkers who like to get hammered on the weekends. They then argue with their friends and family over politics, get into a fight, and then forget everything by Monday. Lots of old people live there.
I mean, Japanese already love drinking. How much worse could it be? How much more could they drink? Is it that bad? Let's see. In the United States history, during and after the Civil War, the Southern citizens called the Northerns Yankees. I mean, me personally, I think Yankee Doodle. Not gonna lie. Veteran in his hat and called it macaroni, which if you know Vsauce had a short where it's like macaroni is actually supposed to be it's an insult. Because a feather in your cap is supposed to be like lame. And they say in us Yankees put feather in our caps and call it macaroni or cool, but we're actually lame. But now we always sing that and have no clue what it means. Yeah.
And about the women, they're 8-balled, which is a local term for bold and strong. Kumamon lives here. His reputation surpasses the prefecture itself.
Kumamo?
Yes, he has a picture with Keanu Reeves. I mean, you can't even pronounce the prefecture without saying Kuma. Speaking of Kuma, all Straw Hats have their statues scattered.
Oh yeah! I wanted to go see that while I was nearby. I was gonna do a trip to Kumamoto. I never got the chance though, sadly.
His name is a spirit. What do you think? He looks delicious. Diligent. What a diligent horse.
Kyoto. Here we go. Kyoto.
That's a
Kyoto?
nice looking watch you got there. Get out of my house, you uncivilized baga. People in Kyoto are masters of passive aggressiveness. They're mainly stereotyped to be a snobby.
Yeah, I might know ball. Yeah, in Kyoto. Let's see. That guy was triple fist and bottle. Yeah. Yeah, they drink different in Japan, and I guess in that prefecture, which I already forgot, they drink even more. But the hey, you have a nice watch is in Kyoto a subtle way to say, hey, look at the time, you should go already, which is crazy. Kyoto's different. Like Japan's something, but Kyoto's on a different level. Yeah, there's like a whole etiquette too about like how like what is it? It's like making tea. It's like if someone asks you if you want tea, then you need to leave the house or something. I don't know. It's like weird. Did I go to Kyoto? I actually did not go to Kyoto personally when I lived in Japan. I've been, of course, or not of course, but yeah, I've been, but I've not experienced the culture. So I'm not only speaking from what I heard here, and this guy agrees.
Face people who look down upon others, and you may not even know who your true friends are. How do you look, man? You look like crap. If I was a girl, I would never, ever, in a million years, even look at your stupid gaijin face. That looks lovely on you. Kyoto was once home to Japan's royal family, so they have a high level of pride because of that. But all in all, Kyoto is great, but the amount of people visiting at one time isn't. You're welcome here, as long as you don't think about establishing a life in here. You scum. Have a nice day, but don't worry about it.
That's just the way it be. That's just the way it be. There's a lot of foreigners, so you can't stay there. It is what it is. It's such a lovely place to be. It is, which is exactly why you need to go somewhere else.
Or are they?
Unfortunately. Mie Prefecture. I had a friend from here.
In Mie, everyone's an Igaryu ninja. They pronounce tsu weirdly, love eating akafuku mochi, and visit the shrine of the main goddess in Shinto, Amaterasu, on a regular basis.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Low key, I feel like someone could make a slightly longer version of this video. I don't know. Because, like, he mentions a thing and then doesn't say what it is. And I'm like, what is that? I want to know. They just shifted around the letter in Kyoto to make Tokyo. That is, yeah, they kind of did, huh? They kind of did, right? Am I tripping? One's Eastern capital. Oh yes, okay, no. So it's slightly different kanji-wise, but anyways, Miyagi.
I'm from Miyagi. We have the biggest city in Tohoku. We're totally better than you. Beef tongue? I don't know much about them, except that they have a high sense of pride.
I thought Sendai was
Tanabata
beef tongue.
Festival and get
Oh wait, is
strong
Sendai's probably in Tohoku, huh?
earthquakes. Now about Sendai. So which
There we go.
prefecture are you from? Sendai. So Miyagi. No, I just said Sendai.
Miyagi. Okay. Tohoku. Miyagi. Sendai. Okay. Miyazaki. Here we go. This is where I lived. This is where I lived for a while.
In Miyazaki, you can surf.
Yes. Yes. Literally. Okay. The person who was like my handler was literally like as I was an ALT or assistant language teacher. The person that was helping me get settled in and was my contact. Was a surfer. Like that was like their main hobby, which I think was kind of funny as an introduction. So that is forever my impression. Definitely, it's like they like surfing, and apparently it's nice. I never got the chance, but if you're a surfer, I imagine it's a good place to go.
Pay $200 for a mango.
I didn't know
Miyazaki
that.
is like an isolated island on land, and it feels that even people living in Kyushu have never visited there. Miyazaki runs on Hyuga time. They're loose and easygoing without any pretense. Also, they're always late to everything.
I don't know what that one.
Nagano
And there it is. that was the one that was custom to me. Now it's gone.
In 3 words: mountains, snow, and soba. Prefecture feels
Surf's
more
up, dude.
Hokkaido than Hokkaido.
Surf's
it's
up.
filled with rich people and ski resorts, and it feels like
I don't know. I like places with more relaxed people, which is weird because the channel's about Japan, but it's because the culture can be so difficult to engage with that it's nice that there are some places where people are more chill.
Japan's version of Aspen. People there are stereotyped as tough mountain people with strong lungs who love to argue all the time. Some of them eat bugs, and soba is practically a religion there. Also, you can go and watch those snow monkeys while they bathe. Nagasaki doesn't look like the typical Japanese city, and it has some friendly, open-minded people who love eating champon. They also set up fireworks when visiting the
You know what's
graves during
funny
Obo.
is that when for the Hiroshima one, he was like, the elephant in the room is the bomb. But when I think Hiroshima, I don't think the bomb. I think of like modern day Hiroshima and the culture. But Nagasaki is the opposite. I actually do think of the bomb.
Which is a ceremony for honoring the ancestors.
And now he's not and then he didn't mention it for that one, which is kind of funny.
Nara was once Japan's capital, and it has this weird mascot. I don't have any crackers, buddy. I don't have any food. No crackers.
Yeah, I've never been to Nara, but
women, great
I'd
rice,
love to see the
and sake.
deer.
That's Niigata for you. People in Niigata are immune to cold and even ride bicycles when it snows. They get brutal
Heard
snows,
it's snowing.
like multiple meters.
Snowboarding is
So
huge in
don't eat
Niigata.
yellow snow.
Oita. I visited Oita.
Oita is known for its hot springs.
Nara means deer in Japanese. Wait. Hold on. Nara means deer in Japanese. Yeah. Right? Is that true? Are you trying to trick me? Are you trying to get one over on me? Because I feel like deer is Shika, no? Am I tripping? You might be right. I'm not perfect. All right, let's check it out. Shika. Okay. You son of a gun. Yeah, you You really had me in my mind there, my mind palace. I didn't mean to fact check you, but let's keep it honest. Maybe that was a joke, but you threw me off. I'll be honest.
And they're selfish but honest people.
I'm just going off Naruto. The Nara clan used deer antlers to make the medicine. See, and the reason I remembered that deer was Shika is because, yes, it's the Nara clan, but the name of the trio is Ino Shika Cho. Shika. So it's like, I think the Nara is the reference to the prefecture, and then Shika is the actual deer. Yeah. So I think we were in the same headspace. It's just a little bit different. Okay. That's funny.
And they have a rivalry with Fukuoka. We may not have a great nightlife like you guys, but we have hot springs. Who cares? We have 4,500 hot springs. Yeah, and lots of monkeys. Stupid monkeys. Shut up about the monkeys.
Okayama. I knew
In
people.
Okayama, you're a factory worker who drives like crazy. The prefecture is always sunny and is home to the Peach Boy. Okinawa is like Hawaii of Japan. It's
That's
all
what
about
I've heard.
the typhoons and those Americans who ask for gluten-free products at the supermarket.
Typhoons?
Okinawa
That sounds
is
terrible.
nothing like mainland Japan. They're carefree people who party all the time, rarely work, are late to everything, and are even proud of it. The people are also very blunt. I guess they have to, because they'll be dealing with those annoying Americans and mainlanders. People from Osaka are stereotyped to be all friendly comedians.
That's
who
what I've
throw
heard.
punchlines in their stories and use aho as a term of endearment. What do you think of Tokyo? They're too serious. Kyoto? Osakans hate Kyoto, and Kyoto people think Osakans are vulgar, uncultured simpletons. Well, they kind of think of everybody like that. Despite their proximity, they're probably the furthest apart, mentality-wise, in all of Japan. In Osaka, everyone has a takoyaki maker in their house, and the prefecture is filled with obachans who wear leopard print outfits.
That just feels
They
right.
say Saga doesn't
I don't know why.
exist. They love eating squids.
I've
They are
never
fighting
heard of
with
Saga.
Fukui Prefecture for at
Let's
least
give
a
him a
name
chance,
recognition.
okay?
Everyone stops in Saga for a 10-minute break on their way to Nagasaki. And take a guess at who's their tourism ambassador. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 5.
This
4,
guy?
It's the freaking Godzilla.
Godzilla? Oh. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. Maybe that was a terrible guess. but
Saitama is
I
the
don't know.
true definition of an average prefecture. This is Takeshi-san. He wakes up early, wishes he could afford a house in Tokyo, commutes to Tokyo for work, so during the working hours, Saitama's population drops in half because everyone's at work in Tokyo. When he wants to come back home after the work, he gets stuck in the traffic. Then, he gets home and repeats this until he dies. People from Tokyo don't like them and find them uninteresting, so they call them the Saitama. And
Dang!
Dasai means lame. So they're kind of like New Jersey of Tokyo.
Dang. That's
Welcome
tough.
to Lake Biwa.
I didn't know that.
Look how beautiful and massive Lake Biwa is.
That relationship is like people from Vancouver and Vancouver Island. I'm guessing you mean Osaka and Kyoto. Which also, yeah, I didn't know about that about Vancouver and Vancouver Island. Interesting. Which one's which?
Oh, some people even call it the sea. Oh, by the way, Lake Biwa has some surrounding land called the
Oh, yeah, the
Shiga
largest lake in
Prefecture.
Japan.
Or, you know, whatever. The people there are honest and hardworking and really care about the lake.
Yeah, it's their claim to fame, I
Shimane
guess.
is another one of those
Shimane.
forgotten traditional prefectures. with
Dang, it's
hardworking
forgotten,
people.
and we're not gonna remember that stuff. Shizuoka.
There's a second
I think I've heard of this
prefecture
one.
that's obsessed with Mount Fuji and talks about it all the time. We have the better side of Mount Fuji. Suck it, Yamanashi. By the way, how many times have you climbed it? Let me see. Never? But that's not important right now. Let's get some green tea.
I
When
don't
you
know. I
tell
don't get
people
that
you're
one.
from Tochigi, they might have 2 responses. 1. where the hell is that? And 2, Tochigi, you talking about Nikko? I love the national park and the shrine. They always use self-deprecating humor, but get pissed when you tell them they're from Tohoku. Also, be prepared for thunderstorms, eating lots of musashi dumplings, and natto.
Let's see. Vancouver is the mainland, and Vancouver is an island off its coast, and I think it's the capital of British Columbia province in Canada. Interesting. Didn't know. You know, to be honest, and I would be so real, I thought that Toronto was where Vancouver is, and Vancouver is where Toronto is up until... In fact, I'm gonna say it. I don't... Not now. I don't even know which one's which. I'm gonna say, based off the island thing, Vancouver is on the west coast, and it has an island off the west coast. But if you hadn't told me that, I would have been like, Vancouver, I think that's the one on the East Coast. That's the one near the East Coast. But no, okay, so Toronto's near the East Coast. Vancouver's near the West Coast. That one's, I don't know what. It's just one of those things that's just tough for my brain. I don't know. It is what it is.
Hey, I'm from Tokushima. So, Tokunoshima? No, Tokushima.
See.
Did you say Fukushima?
Green Slate Gaming. How often do you do live streams? So, as you can tell, this is the first one. My plan is Monday through Thursday. Monday and Wednesday are going to be variety streams, which is reactions, you know, chatting, gaming, all that kind of stuff. And then Tuesday, Thursday, study with me. So that's going to be 4 days a week. Yeah, 5 to 7 p.m. EST. Yeah, Vancouver's on the West Coast. Let's go! Let's go! I got it right. Finally. Okay. We're almost done with this video. Oh, Tokyo! We finally got Tokyo. All right.
System.
Here we go.
People from other prefectures imagine their trains to be like Thomas the Tank Engine. Tokyo is much like New York City, expensive, crowded, and full of people who are in a rush.
That's
Everyone
what it's
hates
like
being talked to, and they think they live in the center of the universe. Nobody is actually from Tokyo. It's a huge melting pot of different people within Japan. So everyone thinks the other person is a country bumpkin, so they all treat each other accordingly and pretend to be more Tokyo than the next guy. Also, they are rule-oriented and have a crazy sense of fashion. I believe in Tokyo, there's everything for everyone. You just have to find it. But as always, these are just stereotypes.
A decent amount of the people I met in Tokyo were from Tokyo. So I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. It does say first stream on my bad. Oh, no worries. I mean, it's the thumbnail, so you know, after a certain point, it's not really relevant, is it?
Types. So of course not everyone is like this, and for the most part the people are nice, but I can't say that about those rude expats who have never learned Japanese and constantly complain about everything. If you go for a walk in Tokyo,
bro, yo, this guy doesn't care. He wants all the smoke. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. So I'm making a video about foreigners speaking Japanese. And I tried to pay the most respects to everybody, and this guy does not care. This guy is the exact opposite of me. Wow.
Here you gotta check your blind spots to avoid a crash with a cyclist going 100
he's mean.
down the sidewalk.
Jeez,
Plus,
I feel better about myself. I thought I was
so you
rude.
just have to walk and walk and walk. This is an average day of a working person from Tokyo. Wake up with a hangover, get dressed, rush to the train, get on the jam-packed train, get to the workstation, buy an onigiri, and work from 8 a.m. until around 7 p.m. Then, drink for 3 hours with your coworkers and make fun of Saitama, head back into a crowded train while totally hammered, and rinse and repeat.
I've seen this man many times. The drunken man in the night trains of Tokyo. It's always funny, like if you're really riding those trains at like gosh, at what time? What was I saying? Like 5, 6, like really early. Basically, the first trains, you're gonna see some very hungover people. I mean, they're gonna be cooked. It's kind of interesting.
If you like Detective Conan and sand for some reason, Tottori is for you. The whole prefecture revolves around sand. They have sand dunes and even a sand museum.
Sand. Oh, haha. Star Wars joke. Tottori, Toyama. Wakayama, Yamagata. I vaguely know and don't know all of these. Wakayama. Let's check it out.
Wow. This place looks like another one of those boring traditional prefectures. Hidden temples? Big deal. Here, have some oranges. It's free. Is it? I love this place. So yeah, if you like Mandarin oranges and Buddhism, this is your prefecture.
Dang, okay. Yamagata, I think.
If you go to the calm and peaceful prefecture of Yamagata, you're gonna be eating great cherries and beef while crying in your bed. Because nobody speaks English, so you don't have any friends. Not much happens there, except for the regional conflicts they have over the seasoning of imoni.
Yamaguchi. Now I've heard of Yamaguchi.
No one thinks about Yamaguchi, except for Fukushima. They think about Yamaguchi alright. This is Shinzo-san. He's from Yamaguchi. He's a sane person, but this is him after he sits behind the wheel. He becomes someone else. If you go there, get some pufferfish, visit the beautiful temples and common tunnel, and then drop dead, because the cook who made the pufferfish had no license to cook it.
Yeah, what the heck? I'm not eating that.
Yamanashi.
Unless it's for content.
There are no mountains, right? Things to do in Yamanashi are to appreciate the view of Fuji, hike, hydrate yourself, hike, get haunted by those ghosts from those empty villages, hike, and open a vineyard like every foreigner who lives
there. So this guy's not in the Japan space. He does stereotypes. Okay, that's why he was. Okay, I see. Who the heck is this guy? And what does he really know about any of these places? If he just like makes videos about all kind, who knows? Maybe he's a global traveler. It's all kind of folks in the world. I won't necessarily judge off appearances. Well. It seems we've about hit that time. Here, let me turn this down. Class of 09, Green Slate Gaming. And also shout out to Lego and Esmara, who were here earlier. Thank you all so much. Oh yeah, and Faraway. Thank you all so much for watching. And anybody else that might be lurking, we appreciate you too. He might be a Japanese native who makes non-Japanese content. Maybe. There's 100 explanations. I could be wrong. I don't want to judge. W stream. Yay! Thank you. Yes, we'll be back. It was so nice having you all. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for watching. I'm gonna go, finish my evening, chillax probably, maybe get some stuff done. I'll see you guys and gals later. Mata ne.